Would you please go over a response to those people who say dinosaurs were here before the creation?
For clarity's sake, they couldn't have been here before creation because there was no creation. But at the beginning of creation, is it possible? Sure. Do we know what happened to them? One theory is that they got drowned out in the flood, but we do not know that for certain. As for when they walked this earth and how they walked this earth, that's something that the Bible doesn't answer. There may be a reference to dinosaurs in the book of Job, when Job talks about some giant monsters. But besides that, we don't know a whole lot about them. Now, this says something about the character and the nature of the Bible. The Bible is not a science textbook. Anybody in here ever have this burning question where you go, why isn't that in the Bible? It's because the Bible, although it tells us everything that we need to know for salvation, it doesn't always tell us everything that we want to know. This is why, like when Mary and Joseph travel from Nazareth to Jerusalem, we may have the question, well, I wonder how many miles that is. And so we go to Google Maps and we type it up and we find it. Why didn't they include that in the Bible? That would have been nice. Then I wouldn't have had to look it up in Google Maps. It's because that wasn't integral to the part of the story that the Bible was trying to tell. It's the same thing with dinosaurs. Whether or not, there were dinosaurs on Earth during this time period or this time period isn't integral to the story that the Bible's trying to tell. The fact that God created everything is integral.
One of the things that I think is really important, and these last two questions bring it out, is the idea there are lots of mysteries. There are lots of things that we will never know complete answers to. We may be guessing at them, we may presume, we may find out we're completely wrong, or we may just simply live with the fact we don't know some things. That doesn't deny our faith. It doesn't mean that we don't have an adequate faith. It means, as Pastor Zach said, that there are just some things that Scripture doesn't spell out for us clearly and that we can't observe or know from observing the world around us. And so living with that tension, having things that you can't answer, doesn't diminish your witness. It just means that there are some things that are unanswerable for now. But what I do, I keep a little list of things that I want to ask God when I get to heaven. And one of those things has to do with this whole question of dinosaurs. We know there are dinosaur bones. So what in the world happened to them? If someone asks me, so what about this whole idea? Well, they didn't exist before creation. Did they exist after creation? Sure looks like it. How does that all work out? It's on my list to ask God.